Hi everyone, let's get started. So today's Tuesday session. So welcome to today's Tuesday talk with Aniket, and in this session we're gonna explore some of the nifty hacks that I've used over a period of you can say 10 to 12 years in trying to make sure that I could actually engage with people who are my competitors. So as a brand, when I used to manage an account, I could actually go up and talk to other to my competitors customers. All right, so that's a trick that's something that I'm going to share as part of this particular session. I'm going to show you how it was done, and maybe you could actually give it a try as well. So always remember that marketing 101 remains the same. There's not going to be a difference. So if you're thinking that you can actually supersede that, then there's going to be a problem. Also remember that when I generally do this, I'm very careful about how we speak, how the process goes, and it's a slower process. It's not something that you can just do it and then disappear, right? So it's something that where you will have to take up responsibilities as well, because when you're going to start a conversation, you need to make sure that you can end it, right? And that's something that we want to. That's something I want to make it very clear. So let's head over to the dashboard. So I'm going to shift on to my browser. So as you can see here, you can see my browser, and in today's part, I'm going to basically take you through Twitter, so you can actually go through how I basically identify who is talking to the brand, and how do you identify and track consumers who are not yours but of that of your competition. So I'm going to just pick up a brand. Let's get started with that. I'm going to just pick up, let's say, Reliance Digital for now. And typically what happens is when you just search for Reliance Digital here and you click on it, this is what you get. This is basically their page, and as part of their page, you can only see what they are talking about, just like how you can see it on Facebook and Instagram or YouTube. You can see the tweets. You can see if they are responding to someone. But what it doesn't show you as part of just going to the Twitter profile is how many people and who are these people talking to the brand, right? So that is basically considered as if it's private. It only looks private, but it isn't. So I'm going to show you how you can actually track that, and that's amazing, right? So what you all you have to do is just take up this particular account, just select this Reliance Digital. Make sure that you're not selecting the @ symbol. Okay, just put it over here. So you have taken the username, and you remember that you should not basically select the top part, but you should select only the username over here at the bottom. You just come over here, put 2 colon, not semicolon, colon, and then press Control V and enter, and then this is basically what you get. So you can see over here that it looks like as if it is Reliance Digital, but I would suggest let's head over to the latest section, and that's where you get to see every single consumer talking to Reliance Digital. This is everyone. This is all of these people. Almost most of them are going to be Reliance Digital's consumers, right? And this is the way how you can actually track any competitor. So let's say if your competitor has got a Twitter account, you will be able to see who are the ones who are their customers who are talking to them. This is primarily a place where you can check it out. Let's look at another brand. Let's look at L'Oreal Paris. So I'm just going to select L'Oreal Paris India. So let me just select, find the username. So finding the username is very important for this. So get your username right. So let's say in this one, I'm just going to go to L'Oreal Paris India. And first I'm going to find, just a second, hold on. Yeah, so let's say I'm going to search for India. I'm going to first find the India account. So this is the Indonesia account. I'm assuming that it'll be the same spelling to find the India account as well. So I'm going to search for L'Oreal Paris India. Let's see what we get first as part of the account name. So I can see that I've got L'Oreal Paris India here. Let's see if there is a, yeah, so that's basically here. So I'm going to select, now that I've basically come to the L'Oreal Paris India account, I'm just going to select the username, which is the bottom one, no @. So that's something that you need to avoid. And I'm going to type 2 colon L'Oreal Paris India, no spaces at all. Okay, so this is, you got to be very precise. It's just 2 L'Oreal Paris India, and this is how I switch to latest, and you will be able to see everyone, all their consumers, all at one place, what they are talking about. You can actually see and do sentiment analysis of whether their consumers are happy about them, are they sad about them, do they not like it. So you don't need a tool or a third-party tool to actually do this. What you need is um, the way to actually find these conversations on Twitter, right? So, and this is something that we've generally done. So let me give you a case example, and this is something that I had done or that my team had done in 2014 or 15 or so. So we had this particular hotel in BKC. It was called the Trident Hotel BKC, and someone checked into the Sofitel BKC, which is right next door. Okay, and this was a guest who checked into that particular hotel, Sofitel BKC, and what Trident did to Sofitel is that it went to the guest timeline and it saw that it checked into Sofitel BKC, and we just said, "Welcome to the neighborhood." Now, welcome to the neighborhood was the line that we said only to the guest. We did not tell it to Sofitel. Sofitel was not marked on that particular tweet, nor would Sofitel even know something like that did happen. So we just said welcome to the neighborhood to that exact person. And when we did that, we made sure that Sofitel wasn't marked. Now, the interesting part over here is that um, you got to be extremely careful of how you initiate a conversation with such people, especially the ones who are your competitors, because it can backfire as well if it's not handled with care. So that's where the marketing 101 basics and the communication basics come into play, because you need to understand what the person is going through, what a consumer is going through before even getting involved. So let's say if a consumer is blatantly abusing the brand, don't get involved. Okay, ideally you need to figure out how do you want to actually approach that particular situation. But let's say if a person is looking for a solution and the brand is not responsive, then you can actually connect with that particular person and initiate a conversation separately, right? If there is someone out there who is looking for a particular product to buy, right, and that's when you can basically get involved. And at that point of time, let's say if somebody is asking a question, all you have to do is you can, on Twitter you have two kinds of communications. There is the verbal communication where you write and you text and you talk to people, and then you have the non-verbal communication. And this is the way how I've actually bifurcated it. It's not something that's written out there, but the non-verbal way is you either follow the person, or you favorite the person, or you retweet the person's tweet. Now these are the three different types of ways how you can start connecting with the person. So let me give you an example. If somebody is looking for stuff, right? If someone is talking about something that they love, let's say they're talking about their lip color. Now, if in case I'm a brand who is into cosmetics, I can go and initiate a conversation with that person saying, which is your favorite lip color? Or just a quick question, right? So that what happens at that point of time is there is a mention that goes to the person, and that person ends up seeing that particular mention on their timeline, and they say, okay, I'll respond to this. But before that, they end up checking the profile. So they would ideally go to this particular person. He'll see what their profile is. So let's say if it's a brand, then ideally they would go on the brand, like let's say on the brand handle like this, L'Oreal Paris Canada, and they would actually see who the person is, and then decide whether they want to follow the person right away from there or not. In most chances, when you are basically providing for a solution, you will get a lot of people following you, and that's something that we've seen in action, right? So as simple as that, that's what I wanted to cover today. Something that you can actually try it out. I would say just put any of your competitors over here like this in this particular fashion. Make sure you have 2 : and the competitor's username, not name. Remember that it's username. It's basically the URL that any person goes to. So you can just, in case you've missed it, you can go back and actually see this particular video again, but it's the username. So in case there is something that you've missed, go back and see, but it's 2: the username, and you will see all the people who are talking to this particular brand. All right, so that's what I wanted to cover in today's Tuesday Talk session. I hope you had an interesting session, and I look forward to see you next week. Thank you.